If you've ever heard the expression, "he got bars," or "wow, she came with the bars on that track," the person describing the rapper who has bars is usually referring to the artist's ability to write a rap punchline in a creative and unique way. From the very first mainstream hip-hop song in 1979, Rapper's Delight, to the latest 21st century release from your favorite lyrically minded rapper, the capability to build witty and original punchlines is essential to separating a rap artist from the literally millions of hours of put you to sleep like NyQuil predictable bars available on streaming services to a global audience with a scroll of their phone. In today's video, we're gonna show you how to write a rap punchline in 5 simple steps. Sure, you've seen a few videos on wordplay and punchlines that tell you to just make words have 2 meanings or brainstorm a little bit, but you haven't seen something like what we're about to explain, using examples from some of the greatest rappers of all time in each era of rap, so that you can see both the progression of rap punchlines and expand your ability to know how to write rap punchlines in minutes by using the right punchline at the right time, no matter what. So without further ado, let's show you how to write a rap punchline in 5 simple steps. Now, before we begin, I want to just remind you that one of the best ways to know how to write a rap punchline is to have an infinite number of rhymes at your disposal to build your wordplay off of, which is exactly what we teach you in depth in our Infinite Rhyme Maker free bonus training that comes with our Master the Art of Freestyle Rap in 2 weeks or less course, which you can pick up by visiting the first link in the video description box below. Now, as promised, let's start with perhaps the first definition of a rap punchline in hip-hop history. Number 5, the sound effect punchline. I'm pretty sure we've all heard Rapper's Delight at least once and are familiar with the hip-hop or hippity to hop-hop verse. While to our modern ears this sounds like some nursery rhyme type stuff, part of the reason it was considered witty at the time was the use of vocalized sound effects within the rap bars in order to produce a creatively unpredictable set of lyrics. Don't be fooled that this hasn't been used by more modern top rappers when they want to think of a witty punchline. Consider this hilarious bar by Redman on Serial Killer from 1999. "Don't shoot out the phone booth. I aim at your party, hit the wrong group. Happy birthday." Ooh, 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 ooh. The use of a sound effect as a word that can be rhymed both adds a layer to the hyper-visual nature of the lyrics, something Redman excelled in and even influenced Eminem to do later, and it's seen as an unpredictably creative way of writing a punchline. Kanye West uses a similar sound effect punchline to end his verse on Cruel Summer's The One in 2012 when he said, "'Cause everything around me got me underwhelmed. Best way to describe my position is at the helm. Best way to describe my new whip, yow." Pretty clever. The one unexpectedly original way for you to start thinking outside of the box when writing a rap punchline is seeing if you can rhyme a sound effect to make your point the way rappers have been doing for literally 40 plus years. Now let's talk about number 4, the step-by-step story punchline. As we move down the history of lyrical creativity in rap, we would be remiss to not mention a rapper like Rakim, who introduced the "this will happen and then that will happen" style into punchline development. See, before Rakim, most rap punchlines were kind of like what you heard on Rapper's Delight. Very dry, "I have a new Cadillac," or "biggity bang bang bang" type raps. Rakim introduced lines like "take MCs, put them all in line, and add 7 more brothers who think they can rhyme. It'll take 7 more before I go for mine, and that's 21 MCs ate up at the same time," which would help sow the seeds not only for battle rap, but also for the more hardcore or gangster rappers to describe in detail what they will do if somebody messes with them. In your case, never underestimate the importance of being able to tell a step-by-step story in your punchline like Rakim, going all the way down to Eminem in 2000's Criminal in one of my favorite schemes of all time. "Windows tinted on my ride when I drive in it, so when I rob a bank just run out and dive in it, cause I'll be disguised in it, and if anybody identifies the guy in it, I'll hide for 5 minutes, come back, shoot the eyewitness, fire at the private eye, hire to pry in my business." That scheme never gets old. The combination of stacked rhymes with a hyper-visual step-by-step story helps demonstrate how you don't always need to have a double entendre in order to make a fire punchline, and you can make it rhyme in a seamless way. Another way to stack ideas together in order to form a fire punchline is to stack similes back to back, the way that Lil Wayne first started doing in the mid-2000s during his iconic mixtape run. So number 3 is stack similes punchlines. Whereas in the example from number 4, we see Eminem stacking rhymes together such as ride when I drive in it, Lil Wayne would stack similes in a rhyming fashion back to back in a way that would make his raps feel as if they were literally overflowing with punchlines, even if each individual punchline itself was rather straightforward. A really good example of this is the first verse of his famous Upgrade You freestyle on The Drought 3, where he has schemes such as, it is Lil Weezy, they cannot see me, they are like Stevie, I am bearing a ton like Levy, I circle your house like BB, or peel off in a Lamborghini like a tangerine, need a chick with some lips like Angeline, nah Jolie, right? What we see here is rhyming of similes in a stacked fashion in order to up the per bar value of each punchline, so to speak. Think about it, if the only punchlines in the first verse were, I peel off in a car like a tangerine and they can't see me like Stevie, that would be nice, but it wouldn't be super advanced. There are plenty of beginning rappers who believe that to create a dope punchline, you just need to have a couple bars like that and the audience should be satisfied. Now, of course, because rap is about more than just punchlines, there are famous rappers who even get away with that simple level of bar construction, but if you want to get to the Eminem, Wayne level of rapping, you'll need to have these more advanced levels of rhyming and wordplay to get your skills up. Which brings us to number 2, sound-alike punchlines in order to learn how to write a rap punchline. Now, building on the Lil Wayne example, if you notice, he had a bar there that went, I am bearing a ton like Levy. Viewers who are older than about age 30 or from the Caribbean will recognize the reference, but some of y'all will probably have to visit genius.com in order to figure out what he's talking about. It's a play on the name Barrington Levy, a famous Jamaican dancehall and reggae artist. What Weezy has done here is taken the name Barrington and adjusted it to mean bearing a ton, since Barrington can also be said as Barrington. This is called a homonym in school, academic circles, but I personally like to call it a sound-alike for our viewers at How to Rap so it's easier to understand. It's essentially where you take a word or words that sound alike but have two different meanings and create a punchline out of them. Another good example would be Eminem on his one-off single campaign speech, where he says what he would do if he became president, describing getting off is the first thing I would do if I get in office. Again, Eminem is taking the phrase get in office, and because it sounds like he's saying getting off is, he's able to make a punchline based on it. A really good pro tip to improve your ability to think of sound-alikes is to take common pronouns, meaning people's God-given names, and try to see if that name itself has regular phrases or words that sound like it. So for example, my last name is Morrissey, which could be a sound-alike for more I see, and so it wouldn't be that difficult to make a quick punchline with something to the effect of, it's in the name if you listen because it's Morrissey. From birth, God gave me the vision because there's more I see. Got it? If you struggle with writer's block and exactly how to construct everything from sound-alikes to storytelling raps like we mentioned in number 4, click the second link in the video description box below for more about our writer's block for rappers course. Now, I'm unsure if we could say we saved the best for last, but we certainly saved the most common for last here with number 1 having the double entendre punchline. This is most often the only definition of wordplay or a punchline you will find in a rap education video on YouTube. The word entendre comes from French and it technically means to hear, and thus the phrase double entendre literally means double hearing, although we commonly translate it into English as double meaning. In this case, your goal with a double entendre punchline is to have a word have two or double meanings at the same time. Check out these 2 bars from J. Cole to end his early career track Return of Simba. Because I only make classics. Now what that take? Timing. Cole under pressure. What that make? Diamonds. A couple things are happening here. First, Cole is setting up the ending punchline, giving us the context of time, which is what it takes to make diamonds. However, he's also giving the double meaning to the phrase under pressure by saying that he is under pressure, meaning 1, but also that diamonds are created under pressure, meaning 2. This is arguably a triple entendre, in fact, which is totally possible, by the way, since the name Cole is a sound-alike of cold, which we taught you about in the previous step. And so the idea of something cold being under under pressure and thus making diamonds is an entendre with the idea of Cole himself being under pressure and making diamonds, perhaps even diamond music. And so really, from the Cole punchline that uses a possible triple entendre plus a Soundalike, to Eminem's stat rhyme storytelling, to Lil Wayne's stat rhyme similes, the best punchlines are a combination of all the tools described in this video. And so feel free to come back to this anytime you need a refresher, and be sure to pick up our courses such as the Infinite Rhyme Maker and the Writer's Block for Rappers course for even more in-depth coverage. Now, I want to see you in the comments with what is your favorite punchline from your favorite rapper. We try to read all our comments, we try to engage with our community. So what is your favorite punchline from your favorite rapper? I've been your host, Drew Morrissey, for How to Rap. It's the big homie Drew. I'm out.